For me, wellness, I'm a pretty simple person. For me, wellness means when I wake up in the morning and when I go to sleep, I'm happy with where I think I am in life. I'm happy with the relationship I have with family, with friends, with myself. Good question, and I don't think the answer is that simple, but I think the answer revolves around your physical workouts are very tangible, very measurable. You can see them, and unfortunately for a lot of people, more importantly, other people can see them. And a lot of people get validation from that. You know, I'm not feeling great today, or I've put on a couple of kilos, which happens to me a lot. I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to go for a run, I'm going to do this. Someone's made a comment about this, I'm going to address it by doing this. It's a simple thing, as I said, it's tangible. Diving down into your integrated wellness, particularly if you're looking at what's happening here between the ears and how that affects your happiness, your well-being, your health, etc., isn't so easy. I think for a lot of people that can be quite confronting. You know, introspectively, you have to look at yourself, the things you're happy with in your life, the things you aren't happy with in your life, and a lot of people find that difficult. You know, that forces people to take stock, and it also forces people to prioritize how they think about things, how harsh they are on themselves, how they set their expectations for how they live, and a lot of the time how they set the expectations on how they want to deal with other people. That's not a simple thing to do. So that's the simplest sort of answer I can give you. As to, you know, how you change that, I don't think that's so easy either, but yeah, wow. For me, wellness, I'm a pretty simple person. For me, wellness means when I wake up in the morning and when I go to sleep, I'm happy with where I think I am in life. I'm happy with the relationship I have with family, with friends, with myself, okay? So for me, you know, if you look at well-being, for me, that's a very, very large part of it outside of what you do for yourself. If you look at integrated wellness in sport, I think it's massively important. You know, there are very few people, a life off the field that is well-rounded, encompasses well-being, encompasses looking after themselves, and can go onto the field and do well. In general, I'll just talk about cricket, 99.9% of the time, what you see with these players off the field, no, I'm not going to talk about performances, is what you get on the field, okay? So those players who have a well-balanced life, who are stable emotionally, who are happy with themselves, who are happy with their relationships, lead good, healthy habits off the field, 99.9% of the time that translates onto the field. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about the performance, but you know, with regards to their decision making, their physical health and how that relates to on the field, and just how they are with themselves when they're handling pressure and with teammates. So for me, it's a huge thing. You can't just turn the switch on and off. You can't just have wellness here in sport and no wellness outside of sport. It doesn't work. Obviously, it depends on what type of sport they want to play and how serious they are with it. I think sport is the most important word here. Because I think what happens, and I'm not saying it happens in this environment, but for a lot of young people, I think they see their sport as more of a career option rather than something they enjoy, okay? For me, the first rule around sport has to be enjoyment, okay? If you are serious about your sport though, the one bit of advice I can give is, particularly in a sport that's physical, a lot of the time with young sports people, young sportsmen, and even more so young sportswomen, the thing that lets people down most of the time is their body, okay? So when you're young, you have these gifts, okay, that you don't have at people of my age, where your muscles are flexible, you have this natural strength. Use that strength, use those movement patterns. Train hard, work hard with the movement patterns that you need for sport. Work hard to develop the robustness, the strength that you're going to need later on, if you're fortunate enough to have sport as a career. So wellness in cricket for me revolves around two things: physical wellness and emotional, or let's call it mental wellness. Around physical wellness, yes, we certainly have, you know, outside of our skills training, we certainly have physical training that helps people develop that robustness and strength we spoke about earlier to be able to deal with the demands of cricket. We also place a large component of our time on recovery. So a lot of that is around physical recovery with massage, pool sessions, stretching sessions, low intensity gym sessions. But a lot of that as well is around, chilling, listening to music, spending time with your friends, even spending time together after the game. All of these things contribute to that. Some of them don't. But the ones that do, I think it comes down to discipline. Okay, and you don't want to be serious with everything you do, but when you're in these sorts of environments, every little behaviour that you embark on makes a difference. Okay, those players that are able to resist those urges for junk food have the ability to recognise, yes, this is a moment of weakness, not feeling great today, but the thing I'm going to do to help myself get out of this moment of weakness is, instead of go for my clutch thing that's going to make me feel 100%, well, what I think is going to make me feel 100% better in the short term but not help me in the long term, is they will have this mindset around being disciplined and not taking the easy option, but taking the option where, I'm going to consider what I do, what I eat, and how that affects me short term and long term.